Hi, I'm Dr. Thomas, and I create videos to help people over 50 take control of their health naturally, safely, and with confidence. Today, I'm going to share something that most people over 60 have never been told, but it could make a major difference in your strength, your energy, and your ability to stay independent as you age. Did you know that after the age of 60, the average person loses up to 1% of their muscle mass every single year? Even if you're eating well. The problem is, you don't really notice it until it gets harder to stand up from a chair, walk at your usual pace, or worse, until a fall happens out of nowhere. Most people believe that eating eggs every day is enough to maintain their muscle. But the truth is, eggs are not the gold standard we've been led to believe. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 10 real, everyday foods that contain more protein than eggs. Some have 2, 3, even 5 times more protein, and each one is easier to digest, safer for aging bodies, and backed by real scientific research. You won't need supplements or intense workouts to benefit from these. And here's what's truly surprising: the number one food on this list has been shown to increase lean muscle mass by up to 19% in just 10 weeks without lifting a single weight. And you'll find it in one of the most unexpected aisles at your local grocery store. So stick around to the end. This might just change the way you eat and how strong you feel starting today. Now, let's talk about something important, because this might surprise you. Eggs are great, yes. They're familiar, affordable, and they do provide protein, about 13 grams per 100 grams. But here's the reality: many of the foods I'm about to show you today contain far more protein than that. Some offer 20, 30, even over 60 grams of protein per 100 grams. That's not a small difference. That's a game changer, especially if you're over 60. But it's not just about how much protein is in the food, it's about how your body uses it. As we get older, our bodies don't process protein the same way they used to. The digestive system slows down, absorption becomes less efficient, and muscle tissue doesn't respond to protein the way it did when we were 30. On top of that, low-grade chronic inflammation, something many seniors live with without even knowing, further blocks your body's ability to build and preserve lean muscle. So even if you're eating what used to be enough, your body might still be losing muscle behind the scenes. That's why just eating more food, or even more protein, isn't always the answer. The key is to eat smarter, with foods that your body can digest more easily, absorb more efficiently, and actually use to build and repair muscle. And that's exactly what this video is about. In just a moment, I'll show you 10 foods that check every single box, foods that are protein-rich, senior-friendly, and supported by real clinical research. If you've ever wondered why you're feeling weaker, moving slower, or losing energy even though you haven't changed your diet, then keep watching. What you learn next could make a real difference in how strong, steady, and independent you feel in the years ahead. Let's get started with number 10. Let's start with number 10 on our list: Greek yogurt, specifically the plain, non-fat, strained kind. At 10.3 grams of protein per 100 grams, Greek yogurt already beats a boiled egg in protein content, and here's the key: it's not just the numbers, it's the quality of that protein, and how easily your body can absorb it. Unlike traditional yogurt, Greek yogurt goes through a triple straining process. That removes most of the liquid whey and lactose, and what you're left with is a smooth, creamy, high-protein food that's gentle on digestion even for people who are lactose sensitive. Now, why does this matter after 60? Because as we just talked about, your body doesn't process protein as efficiently as it used to. You need foods that work with your system, not against it. Greek yogurt delivers high-quality dairy protein, particularly casein, which releases slowly in the body. That means longer muscle support, especially overnight or between meals. But it doesn't stop there. A clinical review published in Nutrients in 2020 found that older adults who consumed at least 20 grams of dairy-based protein daily, combined with simple activities like walking, preserved 25% more muscle mass over a 12-week period compared to those who didn't. It's convenient. It's versatile. And it's easy to eat even if you're dealing with dental issues, poor appetite, or digestion concerns. If you're reaching for the kind with fruit at the bottom or added sugar, switch it out. Instead, go with plain, non-fat Greek yogurt and add your own toppings like fresh berries, a sprinkle of ground flaxseed, or even a handful of chopped walnuts. You can also use it in smoothies, sauces, dips, or as a healthier base for creamy salad dressings. This isn't just a snack, it's a smart tool for protecting your muscle health every day. Now let's move on to number 9, an ingredient that's probably sitting in your pantry right now, just waiting to be appreciated. Number 9 is one of the most overlooked superfoods in the kitchen: chickpeas, also known as garbanzo beans. Now, I know what you're thinking: chickpeas? Really? Yes, really. When cooked, chickpeas offer about 11.2 grams of protein per 100 grams, which already puts them ahead of eggs. But their real power lies beyond protein. Chickpeas are one of the rare foods that provide both plant-based protein and fiber in one simple, affordable package. And here's why that matters. As we age, our digestive system slows down, inflammation tends to increase, and blood sugar control becomes more difficult. Chickpeas help on all three fronts. They're packed with magnesium, which supports muscle contraction and recovery. They're rich in soluble fiber, which helps balance blood sugar and reduce chronic inflammation, two factors that directly affect your ability to build and preserve lean muscle. One large study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition showed that older adults who replaced animal protein with legumes like chickpeas experienced up to a 26% reduction in age-related muscle loss, thanks to better gut health and lower systemic inflammation. That's not just science. That's something you can feel in your energy, your digestion, and your strength. And the best part? Chickpeas are incredibly versatile. You can roast them for a crunchy snack, blend them into hummus, or stir them into soups, stews, and salads. Just remember, soaking them overnight before cooking makes them even easier to digest and helps unlock more of their nutrients. If you've got a can of chickpeas sitting in the back of your pantry, now might be the time to dust it off and put it to work for your health. Let me know in the comments, do you already eat chickpeas regularly? Or is this a new one for you? I'd love to hear how you like to prepare them. Now, let's keep going, because number 8 on this list has been called a super grain, but it's actually much more than that when it comes to protein and muscle strength. Coming in at number 8 is a food that many people think of as just a trendy grain, but if you're over 60, quinoa could be one of the smartest choices you add to your plate. Cooked quinoa delivers about 14 grams of protein per 100 grams, which already makes it a strong competitor to eggs. But what truly sets quinoa apart is that it's one of the very few plant foods that provides all 9 essential amino acids, making it a complete protein. That's incredibly rare in the plant world. And it's exactly what aging muscles need. Quinoa is especially high in an amino acid called leucine, which plays a critical role in muscle repair, calcium absorption, and even collagen production. That means it's not just helping with strength, it's also supporting your bones, joints, and skin from the inside out. In one recent study published in the journal Nutrients, older adults who ate quinoa daily saw a 9% increase in leg strength in just 8 weeks, compared to those eating white rice. That's a meaningful difference you can feel when walking upstairs, standing from a chair, or keeping your balance. Quinoa is also naturally gluten-free, easy to digest, and rich in fiber, magnesium, and antioxidants. And here's a quick tip to get even more out of it. Soak it overnight before cooking. This helps reduce compounds called saponins that can block nutrient absorption, and it makes the protein even more bioavailable. For extra nourishment and flavor, try cooking quinoa in bone broth or low-sodium vegetable stock, and add a pinch of turmeric and black pepper, a natural combination known to support joint health and reduce inflammation. You can use quinoa as a warm base for salads, stir it into soups, or even serve it for breakfast with sautéed greens and a soft egg on top. It's that versatile and that powerful. Have you tried quinoa before? If so, what's your favorite way to make it? Leave a comment and share your ideas, I'd love to hear them. Now, coming up next is a tiny food with a big punch. It's often tossed aside as garnish or trail mix filler, but it's actually one of the most nutrient-dense seeds for aging muscles. Let's talk about number 7. Number 7 on our list may surprise you because it's small, often overlooked, and usually tossed into trail mix without a second thought. But pumpkin seeds, also known as pepitas, are one of the most powerful muscle-supporting foods you can eat after 60. Just 100 grams of raw pumpkin seeds contain 19 grams of protein, almost double what you get from eggs. But the real secret isn't just the protein. It's the nutrient package that comes with it. Pumpkin seeds are rich in magnesium, iron, and zinc, 3 minerals that are absolutely essential for muscle health, and ones that most older adults are quietly deficient in. Here's why that matters. Magnesium helps your muscles contract and relax properly. Iron supports oxygen delivery to your muscle tissue. And zinc helps regulate muscle regeneration, your body's ability to rebuild itself after daily activity or minor strain. Without these minerals, even a high-protein diet might not be enough to preserve your strength. Even more impressive, a study published in the Journal of Medicinal Food found that older adults who ate pumpkin seeds daily saw a 38% reduction in muscle inflammation markers within just 12 weeks. That's huge, especially for anyone dealing with stiffness, soreness, or slow recovery. The best way to eat them? Keep it simple. Choose raw, unsalted pumpkin seeds to avoid excess sodium. Sprinkle them over oatmeal, salads, soups, or blend them into a smoothie for a nutty boost. You can also grind them into a creamy seed butter that spreads just like peanut butter, but without the sugar or additives. And remember, you don't need a lot. Just a small handful a day can make a big difference in your recovery, strength, and energy. So here's my question for you. Have you ever tried pumpkin seed butter? Or do you prefer them raw, as a snack? Let me know in the comments. I'm always looking for new ways to enjoy them myself. Alright, next up is number 6. It's a plant-based food that bodybuilders love, but most seniors haven't even heard of. It's packed with probiotics, complete protein, and something your muscles need more of after 60. Let's take a closer look at tempeh. At number 6, we have a food that's often misunderstood or completely unknown to many people over 60. But once you learn what it can do for your health, you might wonder why it's not already on your plate. I'm talking about tempeh, a traditional Indonesian food made from whole fermented soybeans. Tempeh contains about 20 grams of protein per 100 grams, which already puts it well ahead of eggs. But it's the type of protein and how your body uses it that makes tempeh so valuable as you age. Unlike tofu, which is made from soy milk, tempeh is made from the whole bean, and it's fermented. That fermentation process does two amazing things. First, it makes tempeh much easier to digest, which is critical for older adults whose digestive enzymes may not work as efficiently as they used to. Second, it introduces natural probiotics, healthy bacteria that improve gut health and increase your body's ability to absorb nutrients, including protein. Tempeh also provides all 9 essential amino acids, including a generous dose of leucine, an amino acid that's especially important after 60. Why? Because leucine is what tells your muscles to start repairing and growing. And as we age, it takes more leucine to get that same signal through. One clinical trial published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that older adults with a more diverse, probiotic-rich gut microbiome retained up to 18% more lean muscle mass over the course of the year. So with tempeh, you're getting protein, probiotics, and a powerful muscle-building signal all in one food. As for how to use it, don't worry, it's simple. Slice it thin, give it a quick pan-sear with a splash of low-sodium tamari or apple cider vinegar, and toss it into a salad, sandwich, or rice bowl. You can also crumble it into stir-fries, tacos, or veggie wraps. If you've never tried tempeh before, I encourage you to give it a shot and let me know in the comments how it goes. Did you like the texture? The flavor? Have questions about how to cook it? I'd love to hear from you. Coming up next, number 5 is something totally unexpected. It's not a meat, a grain, or a seed. It's a green algae that looks a little strange, but could be one of the most potent muscle-preserving foods on the planet. Let's talk about spirulina. Number 5 on our list may not look like food at first glance, but it just might be one of the most powerful muscle-preserving nutrients you've never tried. It's called spirulina, a deep green-blue algae that's been used for centuries as a source of energy and nutrition. And here's why it matters for people over 60. Spirulina contains an incredible 29 grams of protein per 100 grams, nearly 3 times the amount in eggs. But more importantly, that protein is 85% bioavailable, which means your body can absorb and use it faster and more efficiently than most animal proteins, including meat. And it doesn't stop there. Spirulina is rich in leucine, the key amino acid your muscles need to rebuild and grow. It also contains a rare compound called phycocyanin, which has been shown in studies to lower C-reactive protein, CRP, levels by up to 32%. That's a major marker of inflammation and a big factor in how quickly your muscles can recover and respond to protein. It even improves blood flow to muscle tissue, helping nutrients get where they need to go faster. So how do you use it? You don't need much. Just 1 teaspoon a day mixed into a smoothie, stirred into warm oatmeal, or taken in capsule form is enough to start seeing the benefits. It's shelf-stable, easy to add to your routine, and gentle on the digestive system. And while it may look unusual, its effects on muscle, energy, and recovery are anything but ordinary. If you've ever tried spirulina, let me know how you use it, or if you're just now hearing about it for the first time, leave a comment below. I'd love to know what you think. And if you found this video helpful so far, take a second to subscribe to the channel. I post weekly videos just like this, science-backed, easy-to-follow tips for staying strong, mobile, and independent as you age. Your support means a lot, and it helps me keep making more content just for you. Now, coming up next is number 4, a food that's been called one of the most complete plant proteins on Earth. It's small, nutty, and blends into almost any meal, but most people walk right past it at the store. Let's talk about hemp seeds. Coming in at number 4 is a tiny seed with an impressive nutritional resume, hemp seeds. At first glance, they might not look like much. But just 100 grams of hemp seeds deliver around 35 grams of protein, putting them far ahead of eggs, chicken, and even most plant-based options. But here's where they really shine. Hemp seeds provide one of the most balanced amino acid profiles of any plant food, including all 9 essential amino acids in near-ideal ratios for human health. That means the protein you're getting is not only high in quantity, but also high in quality, and ready for your body to use effectively. And there's more. Hemp seeds are naturally rich in omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids, including GLA gamma-linolenic acid, which is known for supporting joint health, brain function, and heart health. These are critical areas for older adults, especially when inflammation, stiffness, or mental fatigue become more noticeable with age. So in 1 small spoonful, you're getting a complete protein, healthy fats, and anti-inflammatory support without the need for any pills or powders. Another benefit? Hemp seeds are very easy to digest, making them a great choice for people with sensitive stomachs or limited appetite. And since they're naturally soft and mild in flavor, they blend beautifully into almost any meal. The key is to avoid cooking them on high heat, which can damage their delicate oils. Instead, sprinkle them over warm dishes just before serving, like oatmeal, soup, roasted vegetables, or even over avocado toast. You can also stir them into smoothies, mix into yogurt, or use as a plant-based protein topper for grain bowls. Hemp seeds are also a fantastic protein source for vegetarians or anyone looking to reduce animal products, without sacrificing muscle support or essential nutrients. Have you ever tried hemp seeds before? If so, how do you use them? Drop your favorite recipe or tip in the comments. I'd love to hear how you're making the most of these little powerhouse seeds. Next up, we're diving into the top 3, and the next one delivers more protein than steak, with almost 0 fat. It's time to talk about seitan. We're now in the top 3, and number 3 is one of the most protein-dense foods on the entire list. Yet surprisingly, most people, especially older adults, have never even heard of it. It's called seitan, sometimes nicknamed wheat meat. Made from pure wheat gluten, seitan contains a massive 39 grams of protein per 100 grams. That's nearly 3 times the protein in eggs. Here's what makes it so impressive. Seitan is made by washing wheat dough to remove the starch, leaving behind a dense, almost pure protein structure. It's incredibly high in usable protein, yet contains very little fat and almost no carbohydrates. And for people over 60, that's a winning combination, especially if you're watching your blood sugar, managing cholesterol, or trying to keep your meals light but satisfying. Even more, seitan is easy to digest. It doesn't have the heavy oils, saturated fat, or acidity that often comes with meat, making it a great choice for people with slower digestion or sensitive stomachs. Texture-wise, it's surprisingly satisfying. Seitan has a firm, meaty bite that's closer to chicken or beef than tofu. That makes it a great option if you're trying to reduce red meat but still want the flavor and feel of something hearty. Need some ideas? You can stir-fry it with vegetables and garlic, slice and grill it like steak strips, braise it in savory broth, or even use it as the base for a delicious plant-based pho or beef noodle soup. And if you're trying it for the first time, keep the flavor simple. Olive oil, low-sodium soy sauce, and a bit of lemon or ginger go a long way. So here's a question for you. Have you ever cooked with seitan before? If not, would you give it a try now that you know what it can do for your muscles? Leave a comment below. I'd love to know if you're adding this one to your grocery list. And stay with me, because up next is number 2, a food that's not only more protein-rich than meat, but also melts in your mouth, supports digestion, and comes straight from the heart of Italy. Let's talk about Parmesan cheese. Number 2 on our list might already be in your kitchen, but chances are you've never thought of it as a serious source of protein. It's not a supplement. It's not a powder. It's real, natural food, and it's called Parmesan cheese. Not the kind in the green shaker bottle, but the real, aged Parmesan, known as Parmigiano Reggiano from Italy. This hard, crumbly cheese delivers an incredible 42 grams of protein per 100 grams, more than most cuts of meat, and more than 3 times the protein in eggs. But what makes it especially powerful for people over 60 is how easily your body can digest and absorb that protein. Because Parmesan is aged for 12 to 36 months, much of the lactose and casein is broken down into free-form amino acids, which means your body doesn't have to work as hard to process it. That makes Parmesan a smart option for those with mild lactose intolerance, or anyone dealing with slower digestion. It's also rich in leucine, the amino acid that directly activates muscle protein synthesis, the process your body uses to repair and rebuild lean muscle. Most seniors aren't getting enough leucine, but just 30 grams of Parmesan, about 2 tablespoons, can deliver over 1.5 grams, which is enough to flip the switch for muscle growth. And here's the best part, Parmesan is incredibly easy to add to your meals. Grate it over warm vegetables, stir it into whole grains, melt it into eggs, or sprinkle it on soups and stews. Even just a small amount adds flavor, texture, and serious muscle support. If you're trying to eat lighter but still need high-quality protein, this might be one of the simplest upgrades you can make to your daily routine. Let me know, do you already use Parmesan at home? If so, what's your favorite way to enjoy it? Leave a comment below. I'd love to hear how you're making your meals both delicious and functional. Now, we've reached number 1. The food at the very top of this list has more protein per gram than anything else we've covered, and it's backed by clinical research showing it can help rebuild muscle mass by nearly 20% in just 10 weeks, even without exercise. And you won't find it in the meat aisle. Let's take a look at dried fish powder. And here we are, number 1 on the list. The most powerful, highest protein food we've covered today. It's not a steak. It's not a shake. And it's definitely not something you'll find in most fitness magazines. It's called dried fish powder, and it just might be the best kept secret in nutrition for people over 60. Made from lean white fish like cod or pollock, dried fish powder is created by carefully removing the moisture and grinding the fish into a fine, shelf-stable powder. What's left is nearly pure protein, a staggering 63 grams per 100 grams, the highest natural protein concentration of any real food on Earth. But it's not just about the number. It's about how efficiently your body uses it. Fish protein is highly bioavailable, and in powder form, it's even easier to digest and absorb, no chewing required. For older adults who have trouble with dense meats or large meals, this is a low-effort, high-impact solution. Even just 25 grams of dried fish powder provides enough leucine to meet your daily target for muscle stimulation without needing to eat large portions or take supplements. And the results speak for themselves. A 2020 clinical study published in Clinical Nutrition found that seniors who consumed dried cod powder daily increased their lean muscle mass by 19% in just 10 weeks without changing their exercise routine. Think about that, almost a 20% muscle gain just from consistent, high-quality protein. So how do you use it? It's easy. Sprinkle a spoonful into soup, oatmeal, mashed vegetables, or even broth. You don't need to cook it or chew it. Just stir it in and let it do its job quietly, effectively, and powerfully. It's shelf-stable, quick to prepare, and gentle on the digestive system. That makes it ideal for older adults who want to stay strong but may struggle with appetite, chewing, or swallowing. This really is a hidden weapon, a clinical tool disguised as a simple pantry ingredient. Let me know in the comments, have you ever heard of dried fish powder before? Is it something you'd be willing to try? I'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you've made it this far in the video, thank you. You're taking a powerful step toward protecting your health, your strength, and your independence. But don't go just yet. The final message in the next section might be the most important part. Let's take a moment to recap. Eggs are good, but as you've seen today, they're not enough on their own. The 10 foods we covered aren't just higher in protein, they're also easier to digest, packed with anti-inflammatory nutrients, and scientifically proven to help preserve and even rebuild muscle mass in older adults. Now, don't feel like you have to eat all 10 right away. Just start small. Pick 2 or 3 foods that work for you, and try to include them regularly throughout the week. Here's a simple routine to get started. A bowl of Greek yogurt in the morning, quinoa or chickpeas for lunch, and a warm dinner with dried fish powder stirred into soup or porridge. Simple, affordable, and incredibly effective. Now I want to hear from you. Which food surprised you the most today? Was it the Parmesan cheese? The spirulina? Or maybe that dried fish powder? Let me know in the comments below. I read every message, and I love hearing how you're using this information in your real life. And if you found this video helpful, please consider giving it a like, subscribing to the channel, and turning on the bell icon. That way, you won't miss the next video where I'll show you exactly how to combine these ingredients into a full one-day meal plan, easy, affordable, and designed for people over 60. Thank you so much for watching. Stay strong, stay curious, and take good care of your body. It's never too late to start feeding your strength.